Today's video is going to be my AM skincare routine, and then in another video I'm going to do my PM skincare routine. That way I just have some time to talk about the products, why I use them, and blah 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 blah, and the video won't be super long. This is my second time recording this. If you didn't see my last video, I have moved, and I think some of my electronics might be giving feedback on my mic, so I'm messing around with a couple things. Hopefully it doesn't sound like that this time. I've turned off some of the devices that are getting Wi-Fi signals, and I've moved them around, so hopefully that won't happen again. As always, there will be timestamps below if you're just interested in the steps that I'm doing or a certain product or anything like that. Again, if you follow me on Instagram or you watch my last video, I did recently move. I do have to decorate in here. I have this blank space right here that I'm going to get something, and I have a really good idea for what's going to go back there. I have somebody coming to give me a quote on that soon, so for now it's going to look a little bland. Sorry about that. I'm well aware that I will have to change my intro. I've gone through a lot this past month and a half, so I'll change it when I'm ready. There's really no rush in that for me. Now, these are what my current routines are. My routines change based on the seasons. There's that saying that if your wardrobe changes, so should your skincare, because when you're in more humid or warm temperatures, you're probably gonna need something different than when you're in freezing cold temperatures. I want to make it very clear, you do not need to do all these steps. You do not need every single one of these products. If you're looking for more affordable skincare options, I have an entire video on more affordable skincare options for every single skin type that I will link below. You can go to the timestamp and just follow that. So all of those options are there for you if you are looking for more affordable skincare. I feel like what the base of this routine will show you, and even in that one, if you've watched any of them, are my steps, like the cleansing, the chemical exfoliator, the vitamin C, moisturizing and protecting. Basically, if you get those steps down and find products that work for you, I think you'll be in good shape. Your steps may vary, like where I'm using a chemical exfoliator. If mine's liquid, it's gonna go earlier in my step than if yours is in a cream form. So remember, it should always go from thinnest consistency to thickest consistency. So something that is an oil base, you're gonna wanna go on last because that is heavier. So if you put an oil down and then you try to put something that's like a water-based serum on top, it's not gonna be able to penetrate, and it's gonna be useless, and you're just gonna waste your money on your skincare. So thinnest consistency to thickest consistency. So again, that may make your routine vary depending on what products you're using. I do test a lot of products, so some things I do rotate in and out, and I'm currently in the midst of testing a lot of products as well. I introduce them one at a time into my routine, where I'll replace something else that was doing the job that this new product is doing. So if I get any issues, I know what product it was more than likely causing that. I'll note any product sent to me in the description box with a little star, just so you know they were sent to me for consideration and that I did not purchase them with my own money, in case I forget to talk about that. For reference, my age, I'm 36 years old and my skin type is dry, although with all of my skincare routines, my skin does lean more normal now. And I've gotten a few comments, it's really funny, on some videos where people are like, oh, I take your advice, you're filled with Botox and filler. It's like, thank you. I actually kind of take that as a compliment if people think that I'm filled with that. I've been very open. I have under eye filler that I haven't done in about probably a year and a half. You can see here the hollows in my eyes. I do have a video on that. It is age restricted because, again, I'm not comfortable advocating the decisions that I've made that are right for me at 36 to young impressionable kids that maybe are still finding themselves and thinking that there's something wrong with them, so they want to pick. I don't want to look like a different person. I just want to look like the best possible version of myself, and as I'm aging, I am losing some volume there. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only other way not to age is to die, so I'll take the aging. But if there are little things I can do here or there that aren't going to make me look like I got my lips stuck in a pool drain, or that I could blink my lips, then I'm pretty cool with that. I have had Botox a few times in my forehead, but as you can see, I have full mobility in my forehead. It's been about a year and a half, the same last time that I did the under eye filler. So this, you can now see those hollows are back when I lean down. And I do that as I feel. Some people may say like, oh, you don't need to get it. Thank you. But if I feel like getting it, I'm going to get it. I just do it if it's something that bothers me, or if I start to notice that my makeup is settling in those areas, or it starts to look like I was hit in the face, then that's something I'll do again when and if I feel like it. I also get a comment every once in a while, so I'm just going to address it prior when people say, who has the time? The answer should be very evident. You do. You just watched a video on it and took a time to leave a shitty comment. So this can go very quickly if I'm not talking, because I know and I keep my products in order in my drawer or in my bathroom, like which one is which. So it goes pretty quickly, and it's all about priorities. If you just want to cleanse your face or you don't want to do anything, then you don't have to do anything. Someone can ask the same question about people that are wearing, you know, primers, base, different concealers, different powders, baking, 9 eyeshadows, eyelashes, different eyeliners, wing eyeliner, glitter, whatever it may be. It's all about what your priorities are and what's important to you. In this place I'm living now, I have a lot more storage than in my previous apartment. So I keep all of my stuff in drawers as much off my counter as possible because I don't like the clutter. And with all the products I try a lot, it can be clutter, just like stuff everywhere, and then you can forget what you have. So I have much more of a streamlined system now. So now let's get into my routine. I am in my pajamas. I'm going to show you the basic layout of my bathroom. Okay, so here you can see I have some large drawers on the sides and 2 cabinets in the middle there. I put like my toothbrush and my water pick and stuff in that little wicker basket so you didn't see it. And then in these jars I keep my Epsom salts that I use for my baths. In that middle one, my Shiseido facial cottons that I cut up normally go in, but I'm out, and then my Q-tips. And this top drawer is where I keep all of my facial cloths and what I dry my face with, and then my headbands and my traveling Clarisonic. And then in the second drawer is where I'm just keeping like my morning skincare routine or my spritzes or like my evening, just stuff that I'm reaching for often that fits in that shelf, and my balms. And then here I have my oils and some of my treatments, my contact lenses, some sunscreen, stuff like that. And then in the bottom drawer is the deepest drawer or tallest drawer. I have a bunch of my face washes in there. So that's where I keep my plie cleanser and my jelly cleansers. So I want you to know my hair was not like this when I woke up. I had it in a hair tie and I did flat iron it this morning. I'm just gonna grab a headband out to keep my hair from getting damp, and also a microfiber washcloth. I fold it so the rough side is on the inside. I'm just gonna get my hair out of the way. This is a Belief. It kind of has like a metal little band in it that it keeps it up. I'm going to go down and pick one of my cleansers. These are my 3 favorite that I reach for the most, but I'm going to use a Jordan Samuel Plie, the After Show Treatment, on dry hands. I'm going to take a small amount. I put a little toothpaste pusher thing on there so I can get every last drop out. I use about that much. And I'm going to put that on dry skin. Do not dampen your skin first, and then just rub that around really well. Then I'm going to take the microfiber washcloth and I'm going to dampen it with lukewarm water. I don't want it to be too cold and I don't want it to be too hot. Scalding hot water is not good for your face. It can dry you out and cause redness and just age your skin. And I don't want it too cold. So I take about lukewarm water, and then I'm going to use the soft side of the inside of these Plush Rag & Co. microfiber washcloths, and I'm going to use that to cleanse off the cleansing jelly. At no point in the morning do I splash my face with water, so I just go over my eyes too to make sure if I had any like eye gunk that I get that off. I tap my face to feel if there's any leftover stickiness anywhere or that oil remnants, and if there's not, then I'm good to go. If there is, I keep going. I then rinse off my microfiber washcloth, and then I hang it up because I'm going to use that same one when I come back at night. I just like to take a towel and pat my face dry. Now that my face is completely clean, when you use those like oil or jelly cleansers, it doesn't strip your skin and it feels really good. My absolute favorite cleanser is the Jordan Samuel Skin, the Plie. It's called now the After Show Treatment Cleanser, but I stocked up on these, so I had a bunch. And I actually put a toothpaste, one of those little toothpaste tube squeezers on here, so I get every last drop out of here. I love this cleanser. This would be my #1 choice. There's light fruit enzymes in here, so it'll help gently exfoliate, but it's not going to strip your skin. There shouldn't be anything in here that could cause irritation for anybody. You can use this as, it was meant for the after show treatment to remove makeup, which this does work really well on that, but I prefer a thick balm when I'm taking off my makeup. So you can double purpose this if you want to have it as your morning cleanse and then your first cleanse at night as well. Another one I've been loving a lot is this brand called Crave. It's so strange because I had been reading an article, I forgot what publication it was on, but it was about Korean skincare. I think it was about that like glass skin. And the owner, I saw the woman's name and then it said owner and creator of Crave. And this is a Korean skincare line, and this is called the Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. So this basically smells like a health food smoothie for your face. It's not a bad smell, but it's not by any means like a perfume. None of these that I'm going to talk about have like a perfumey scent to them. But this is really, really nice on your skin. It's not going to strip your acid mantle. It's not going to disrupt the pH of your skin. I actually really, really like this. This one does have more of like, it reminds me of like a slime consistency, where that one's more of like a jelly. This one is more kind of like slimy to it, but still a jelly form. And I like this. The one I recommend from Sephora is the Origins Original Skin Cleansing Makeup Removing Jelly with Willow Herb. Again, these names are so long. Now, I don't like these again for taking off my makeup. I like them as a first cleanse. This is really nice. This has kind of been my option that is replaced at Sephora for my Nude Omega Cleansing Jelly that never came back. And I did hear it's now available online. Ronnie let me know, a subscriber commented, so I will have that linked below if you want to buy that direct. But since it's not that easily accessible to me anymore, I just haven't repurchased it yet. Other one from Sephora that I do like is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Deep Dive Cleansing Gel. This is really nice as well. Now, one that's more pricey is the Tata Harper Nourishing Oil Cleanser. I think it's the pump on that one. I have to like dump it out. They've changed the pumps to be updated, but it kind of irritated me that I spent like whatever amount of money that was on that cleanser and the pump sucked. And when I contacted them, instead of sending me out like the updated bottle, even that I could like dump it in myself, they just sent me the same exact pump that was already giving me problems, so that was a pain. Again, they have changed their pumps, and that is really nice. But again, if you're on a budget, I would spend the majority of your money kind of on the middle parts of it. Don't get me wrong, I love some expensive cleansers, but not everyone's interested in spending all that money on cleansers. And then the other one I really like is the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse. Now they're saying again pre-cleanse, I think first cleanse to remove their makeup, but I just don't like them for that. I prefer them as my first cleanse. See that we have a lazy little cat that's just sitting there? And if you have oily skin, normal to oily, I think the Drunk Elephant Best Day No. 9 Jelly Cleanser. So they reformulated this from their first launch that they had because some people thought that it was a little too stripping. And this is nice, but it still does leave me kind of with a tighter feeling than I prefer. But this is still a nice cleanser. So again, if you have more oily skin, you might prefer that one. I never used to cleanse my face in the morning just because I thought I didn't need it because I slept the night before. And for me, with my dry skin, I thought it was just drying me out further. Well, that was because I wasn't using the proper cleansers. So again, stick to, if you have dry skin, I think for oily skin it's great too, jelly cleansers or milky cleansers or nothing that foams. Nothing that foams. I don't want anything called purifying or like really stripping or anything like that in the morning because it's going to be too much for me. And the good part about that is once it kind of like softens your skin too, you're now prepping your skin to receive all of the rest of the skincare that you're going to put on top, which is nice. So I keep all my skincare in the morning besides my cleanse in this top drawer. So I'm going to pull this open and reach back accordingly. Excuse me, I'm still sick as well. So next is my acid tone. So I love the Tarte Knockout Tingling Treatment. I've been using this every night in place of my Sunday Riley Good jeans. Now you could use this in the morning as well, but I do still have the Biologique Recharge Lotion P50 1970. This is the original, more tingly, the strongest one of all of the ones that they make. From my understanding, this also contains phenol, which acts as kind of like a numbing agent, but it's also an acid. So if you didn't want to have both of these, you certainly don't need both of these. This I would call more like their W formula. This is a little weaker. This is still really strong. The tingle that you're getting in here, I believe, is from the horseradish and a couple other things. You're still getting a tingle from the acid. But I love both of these, so I'll continue to buy both of these. Just because I like skincare. So you don't need both of them. But this one I believe is $39 or $35, and for this big bottle I think I paid $105, but this does last you a very long time. Both of these are using the main acid found in vinegar as their preservative, so they both smell extremely similar. This one smells like vinegar mixed with Chloraseptic throat spray. And if you're not sure if you're gonna like it yet, I bought the travel size to try first, and then I continue to buy this for when I'm traveling. It's much less expensive. I'm sorry if my cat is distracting back there. He's still getting used to the new place and he's exploring, so I want him to feel comfortable and do what he wants to do. And I'm looking backwards. By all means, he definitely looks comfortable. I have a window right out here, so he's looking out. So during the sale, I'm going to pick up my Shiseido facial cottons, which are my favorite. I cut those in half so I get double the use out of them, and they are one of those things just like the washcloths. They make the experience much more pleasant. But since I don't have those right now, I'm just going to use the last of this really large one that I have. I've been waiting for the sale to stock up on some things. I'm going to put a little bit of the P50 on the back of this, and then I'm going to go over my face. Now keep in mind my skin, I am light skin, fair, whatever you want to call me. Some people get so mad at that. It's so freaking weird, but it's okay. When I rub my face gets red because all the blood rushes to it. Same thing with my neck, my arms, my hands, but especially because it's an acid, and I'm going to go over my face with this. I feel like it's normal for most people to turn red when using an acid, and it is normal to have a tingle. The more balanced your skin gets, like when I first used this, I remember feeling like, woo, that is tingly, and now I don't really get one anymore, which I still do get one with the Tarte, which tells me that it's some of the other ingredients that are causing that. Now both of these are lactic acids, so they're not as aggressive as glycolic. If I use glycolic, like a really strong glycolic normally, even once a day, I will get very tight feeling, dry. It's a much more aggressive acid, and my skin type is dry, and I do use other things in my skincare that could possibly like essential oils, making me maybe more sensitive to the glycolic, but I love what the essential oils are doing for my skin, so, and I just love lactic. I've talked about it a million times. I will link my video below, Get Better Skin with Chemical Exfoliation, to explain the difference between AHA and BHA and what they do. So lactic acid has a lot larger molecule. It's going to sit more on top of the skin and work more on the surface. What it's going to help do is break up the bonds that are holding together, kind of like that dead layer of skin, to help slough it off. So now keep in mind, I can exfoliate twice a day. Number one is because I'm using a lactic acid and not something that's super aggressive. And number two, my skin is very used to it. Not everybody's skin can, and I also listen to my skin. If I'm traveling and I feel like my skin is dry, I will skip the acid toning step. If I feel like my skin is feeling like, I don't know, like when I've gone snowboarding and I've gotten windburn, I won't touch an acid at all. I just want to hydrate my skin. So listen to your skin. Some people freak out that I even do it twice a day, and it's like, my esthetician and my dermatologist both say my skin is in excellent condition, so I'm going to go with what they say opposed to strangers on the internet, which is actually what I tell you you should do too. Definitely get a skincare routine that works for you. Now that I have that skincare or that acid step down, I'm going to be following up shortly with some vitamin C. Now, Vitamin C is very pH dependent. It has to be in a very specific range to be effective on your skin. And so since I just put that acid down, granted it has a pretty quick dry down, I almost kind of I look at it as like neutralizing that acid and also getting down some moisture on my skin in different ways, because there are a couple that I like that I'm going to show you. So I was sent this SK2 facial treatment essence. Now, the majority of their line is based on a special fermentation that they use, and this is expensive. This was made in Japan. I used this entire bottle, and I do not understand the hype behind this. I don't get it. Maybe it's because of some of the other skincare and some of the stuff I'm using is good, or if not better, but if I had to buy this with my own money, I never would. After I've tried this entire bottle, I'm just like, I don't understand. And this has a huge cult following, so again, feel free to tell me to shove it up my butt. I just don't think the price tag on that is warranted. I did find something that I find to be an extremely close dupe to that, or for the results I get, and this is something called Secret Key Starting Treatment Essence. And this is really nice. This is made in Korea. You get a crap ton more. And when I show you the price difference on the screen, you're going to have a heart attack. But the same thing. This uses some fermentation in here. It has some hyaluronic acid in here. It's just, it's really nice. And then my next favorite toner is always the DHC CoQ10 toner. I go back and forth between this. CoQ10 is going to help stimulate collagen, give your skin that nice bounce and glow. The fermentation will definitely help your skin as well, but there's much more research behind something like CoQ10 and some of these other ingredients. I'm running low on this, so I do need to replace this. So for today, I'm going to use the Secret Key one. I get all of my Japanese and Korean skincare off of a website called yesstyle.com. I was a little apprehensive about them at first because I hadn't heard about them. And I wasn't sure if it was like, there's so many like scam websites out there, but they are really good. I order a decent amount of product, like my sunscreens and different things from there when I was doing some of my videos. I did a combo order between them and then on some, for my Asian ones anyway, on Amazon. Okay, joys. While editing, I realized that my card filled up, so it kind of cut me off. So I just wanted to say that I've done a decent amount of shopping from this website, and I learned about it from Renee, which is Gothmista. I will have her channel linked below, and I will mention her in a little bit, talking about one of the products that I learned about from her. But that's where I've been getting the majority of my Japanese and Korean skincare. I like it because if I spend over a certain amount, I get express DHL shipping, which is shipping from Hong Kong, and it comes within 4 to 5 days. It will tell you in the bottom of the screen of the product if they are an authorized dealer, so you know it's not like diverted product or knockoffs. Do keep in mind, though, that if you're buying a product like one of the hyaluronic acids I'm going to show is $11. So if you're buying that product and you're shipping it overseas and then you're trying to return it, you're likely going to have return issues. They state otherwise on their website, but I have heard some people like trying to return like a $5 lip balm because they didn't like it. And again, if you think about what international shipping rates are back and forth, it's not very practical. I can't speak to returning anything because everything I've bought from there I like. While I'm not affiliated directly with Yes Style myself, I am able to host links because I work with Reward Style, which I can pretty much link to any vendor on planet Earth from, because everyone works, literally I can link to Home Depot, I can link to pretty much anything, you name it, they work with them. So those links below will be affiliate. If you go onto their website, I always go into the beauty category. You can do highlights, new arrivals. I typically go right to the Japanese and Korean skincare brands, and I look up most popular, highest selling. Always check the in-stock sort on the side there, because if you don't and you pick something that says it's going to be in stock 7 to 21 days, it won't ship until it's in stock, so it could be 7 to 21 days. So if you make sure that you're checking the filter of in-stock items, it'll show you what's available to ship, and normally it'll ship the next like day or two. And then if you spend, again, over a certain amount, you can get it free express, or you get free like just regular shipping. I really did also like the Makeup Bra Sauce. I use that at night. I will talk about that. Sephora no longer carries it from my understanding, although Sometimes I see it, so I think it might be available still on certain international sites. There are other sites you can buy it from, but that one was a little thicker, and I prefer that one at night. So during my PM skincare routine, I will talk to you about that. So not only is that going to neutralize the acid that I have down and bring it back down to like a good, like a normal pH on my skin, it's also help hydrating. It's going to help whatever steps I follow up with better absorb because there's moisture on my skin, and that whole like attracts like. The water or the dampness on my skin is going to help draw in deeper what else I put on top. Now I'm going to be using an eye cream. I know hell has frozen over. I was sent another SK2 one that was like $135 or something outrageous like that, and I used almost the entire thing, and I'm still like, I don't get it. But I know some people, again, that absolutely love it. So it just goes to show you different skin types, differing opinions. Now this is the Drunk Elephant C Tango Multivitamin Eye Cream. I actually really like this. I like the consistency of this. I like the packaging of this. I like it that it's a eye safe vitamin C that can help brighten if you have dark spots from sun or any kind of discoloration. Now, if your dark circles are like mine, see this? This is from hollows. This is from thinness of my skin, where you can always tell if you look straight at yourself and you tilt your head down and you look in. That's where I'm losing volume as I'm aging right here. I get some funny people that are like, oh, why should we listen to you? You're all filled with filler and Botox. It's like, do some research before you bitch so you could at least learn to bitch intelligently, because I would respect you a lot more if you could come and say something that was true and funny, and then I could laugh at myself as well. But anyway, I've been very open about the fact that I've had under eye filler. I've done that twice, the last time being probably over a year and a half ago now. That video was, did I do it one more time after that video? Maybe it was that video and then one other time. It was still like a year and a half ago. So I only do it when I feel like I need to do it. If I feel like my makeup looks like I kind of got hit in the face or something like that. And I haven't felt the need right now. And I also just moved, so I had a lot of added expenses. So I just haven't done it yet. And I haven't felt the need. But I promise to never sell you an eye cream, and I still do not think an eye cream is a necessity. A well-formulated skincare product should be able to be brought up all over. But for those of you that do want an eye cream, this has been one of my favorite. This one and one other that I sent my sister home with because it's affordable, and I actually just made an order for a new one. It's called the Benton, and that is a Korean brand, I believe. Korean or Japanese? I think it's Korean. I'll have that up on the screen too. That goes based on a fermentation idea too, and that's a really nice eye cream, and it's affordable. I like this one because, again, like I said, it's a really nice consistency. I'm gonna pat this in under my eye with a brush because I just prefer to put it on with a brush like this and then tap it in with my ring finger. You're supposed to use your ring finger because out of all your fingers, your ring finger is your most gentle. And I actually, I normally cut my nails off for snowboard season. And I typically do acrylic overlays. So all those nails that you saw that were that long were always my natural nail with acrylic overlays on top. That's how I was able to get them so thin, because I do not like thick, chunky nails. Now, if your nails are as long as mine were and you want them really thin and you have tips, the stress fracture line right across here, basically where the tip starts and your nail bed ends, is going to have a lot of pressure on it because the nail is that much longer. Think about it. The longer you go out, that point becomes longer and longer and easier to break. So it's funny because people always used to ask me, oh, do your nails break? I'm like, no, they never break. They never broke. That was the first broken nail I got, which I hurt myself so bad. I showed you it broke all the way down here. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to take them off again for snowboard season because I didn't the year before either. And that hurt. So I cut them all off, and I figured I'd wait till the end. The snow was sucking, so I put them all back on. And I put tips on this time because, again, I couldn't grow my nails out overnight like that. And as soon as I started doing that, they started giving me like 4 feet, 6 feet, 5 feet. I'm like, Murphy's Law. But I had all the nails back on, and then I was packing to move, and I broke 2 of them. And then I was like, crap, I have 2 more work meetings before I leave San Francisco. I can't finish the move with my nails looking like that because, again, just the industry I work in, and I can't be talking to people about beauty products with like my nails all chopped up. It's not good business. So I went and got them fixed, repolished them, and then the day of my move, I broke the pinky off, and it was breaking right. So what you see right now is I have acrylic overlays on my natural nails. I just have really long nail beds, so it broke again right at where the tip was. It like popped off because I like them really thin, so it wasn't a lot of support. And then I broke one more, like my middle nail started to pull, so I just took nail clippers and I clipped them all off, and I went to a new nail salon down here, and I'm like, I'll just keep getting fills as my nails grow now, and then I'll be able to have them back up to that length. I already miss my Dragon Lady long nails, but the nice part is that it makes it way easier to do my skincare, facial massage or anything without long poking nails in my face. So basically the eye cream will help moisturize. I don't get crow's feet on my face. I've talked about it before, not because of injectables. It's all gonna come down to your face shape and genetics. When I like to think I'm Wednesday Addams' long lost twin. When I smile, all of it comes right here. And believe it or not, I do smile often when I'm not in a room by myself, talking to myself. But some people, their eyes will crinkle up. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just all where the pressure goes on your face. I wear sunscreen every day and I wear sunglasses every day when I'm in the sun. So for me, that pressure comes here. For some people, it will come up here. So this has nothing to do with, again, I've never been big into eye creams. But moisture will definitely help you if you're getting crepey skin. So if you are looking for an eye cream, I think that is a good one, or you can just continue to use, like I only use this during the day. It lays nice underneath my makeup. It doesn't make my concealer crease. It's nice. So at night, I don't use any eye cream, but I'm going to show you the one I was testing and the one that I think is a ripoff in my nighttime skincare routine. Now I'm going to go on with the hyaluronic acid. Now the hyaluronic acid, a lot of times when you hear acid, you think it's going to be like a chemical, like you think it'll be an exfoliator. This is a hydrating acid. I found two that I'm absolutely obsessed with, and again, one I sent home with a family member, and I should have a new order. So this is a brand called Hado Labo. I had to look up what that means. Hada means skin, and Labo is short for laboratory. Now this brand can be confusing if you don't speak Japanese, because this is a Japanese brand, and if you just go on some of the websites, there's so many, and it'll say like moist, new, light. You're like, what is that? Maybe it'll be easier for some of you, but I get the moist one, and then I also get the premium one, which is in a yellow container. So I'm going to have both of them linked below so you know exactly which one, because on accident, I was just buying like all of them to see which one was which, and I got two of the light ones, and I don't like the light ones at all. I think if you have maybe extremely oily skin, you might like the lighter ones, but I like the moist one and the premium. Now the difference between the two. The moist one has 3 different molecular weights in here to penetrate the skin at different levels. The premium one has 5 different molecular weights. Now the price is not that far off from them, but the premium one is going to penetrate deeper. That's the idea anyway. Deeper into your skin, hence making it a little more effective. It is a little thicker though. This one is like a thin, watery consistency, and that one kind of has a bit more texture to it, almost like a milky like thinner gel, I would call it. So since I don't have that one, and even when I do have that one, I put that one in my nighttime skincare routine because I like the thicker products at night. So now I'm just gonna go on with a little bit of this. Now this is like a Japanese drugstore brand from my understanding, and it is very liquidy. So what I like to do first is kind of rub this all over my face. They talk about putting it in the palm of your hand. They make it look way more elegant on their commercials and things, even though I can't understand what they're saying. And these, you can find the ingredients online. I'm gonna have a whole Asian skincare wrap up to go over with you guys, but I'm cross-referencing ingredients with people that are native speakers because I'm finding conflicting information all over the internet from either be Reddit blogs or other people that are well-respected bloggers that have translated the ingredients, trying to take a picture with those translating apps because they're chemical names. And sometimes some of these brands do change the formula a few times, so it's misinformation everywhere. So before I can give you a dedicated video, I'm gonna need to get on that. Now while I'm talking, this is something you wanna pat into. So funny, the first time I was doing this, someone was in the other room, they're like, are you doing something dirty in there? I'm like, I guess it kind of sounds like that, but you want to pat in until it feels like sticky on your skin. And this is like just pressing it into your pores, basically. Your body naturally produces hyaluronic acid. It's actually what they use in a lot of fillers because your body naturally produces it, and it binds up to, I'll put it whatever it is, I can't remember the number. It's time in water. So this is going to be for hydration, not moisture. Hydration. If you're dehydrated, you're lacking water, and if you're dry, you're lacking oil. So I incorporate kind of all of these steps all together so I can get that plumpness and just everything all in one. So you see when you can start to see your hand like stick to your face a little bit, you'll start to feel it sticky. That's when you know you've patted it in enough. I was using the Niod MMHC. Now this is a really good product. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose anybody, and I don't even know if that really is the issue. Some of us are just buttholes. I can speak for myself in that knowing. But they've been having a little bit of a meltdown on their social media, Brandon, the owner in particular, and I've seen him be kind of nasty to some people and colleagues that I know as well. And I'm all for standing up for yourself. It's hard. I will tell you, it's hard. People always think like you should be able to take so much crap and never say anything back, and you're a public figure, and it's like, but as soon as someone will say their rude opinion to me and I say something rude back to them, they'll freak out. And I'm like, but you're putting your opinion out there. Aren't you ready for some talk back? But no, it never seems to work that way when it goes the other way. But I will say that they've been kind of having a meltdown on their social media. Some of the products are really good, but I'm just not comfortable. I was going to do a dedicated brand review to them. I had the pleasure of meeting Nicola, who is the co-CEO, who is no longer with them, and also one other employee that was coming down to San Francisco to open their San Francisco store. And both of the ladies were very lovely, very intelligent. It was a nice meeting, just sitting down talking about their products and the passion that they had for it. And there's no doubt in my mind that Brandon has some passion for his products too, but he's kind of gone off in left field a little bit. And so if he can ever pull out of that tailspin, this is something that I may start to use again and talk about, but as of this point, I'm not going to, besides what I just did. So this Hado Labo product I heard about from Renee. I think it's at Gothmista, I think I'm saying that properly. And so I went and tried some of those out because I'm going to have her channel linked below. She's great for skincare if you guys love skincare as well. Now I'm going to go on with my vitamin C. Now there is a vitamin C I'm going to be picking up for the sale that I'm going to be trying. And then again, because I'm being honest with you, I've been trying these and using these products. This is the Niod Elan. This is an ascorbic acid 30%. Now this is in a different suspension. It's supposed to be stabilized, de-ethylated. So I was using this. This says to use at night, but I was still using during the day. I wasn't getting any flushing or anything like that, but I could use this at night as well. And I did like this. This was a good product. But again, for what's going on right now, nope. So I'm going to go on with my Drunk Elephant C-Firma Day Serum. There's that one I've recommended too before, that Happy Hippie. Yeah, Happy Hippie or Mad Hippie or something like that, that I will have linked below. That one's good. You can find that at Whole Foods. I just love this one. I've tried a million vitamin C's and I always come back to this one just because I feel like it's just the best. It is the best. The different things that it's combined with too, it's just really helping boost up the antioxidants and the effectiveness of it. All their products are ethically sourced. They're all cruelty-free. You know, one of the issues that I saw people that were talking about with The Ordinary is, first of all, to look at things on Glassdoor, you have to leave a review. And while I've worked with companies that I still respected, and I still respect, I typically haven't left if I've been really happy there. So I can imagine that most of the time the reviews that are from ex-employees are going to be unhappy ones. And also, I will say, if you think that you're going to pay $5 for skincare products from The Ordinary, and you fall into that marketing that, like, someone said it best. It's like basically if you go into a lab and it's like they have a giant bottle of the ingredient and they're taking it and putting it into a smaller bottle and then selling you that. It's not complex formulas, which again is okay for the cost, but it kind of sounds like a skincare kind of like sweatshop. They're not going to be being able to pay super high wages because they're cutting their cost corners somewhere. So where do you think that that's coming from? Part of their marketing, even though they say they're against marketing, is that, oh, we're no frills, we're not lying to you. Then it's like, the question I would pose again is then, how do other lines in your brand exist that cost more? The answer is science. The answer is formulation. The answer is you probably have to pay your chemists more for those things. So, and the different sourcing of ingredients. So again, keep that stuff in mind. It's not to say that you can't find good products at all price points, because you absolutely can. But don't think just because, oh, well, this one product is $80, it's a complete ripoff. It may not be your cup of tea, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It just might be something else is better for you, if that makes sense. I love vitamin C. I think unless you have a vitamin C sensitivity, everybody should be using a vitamin C in their skincare routine. Especially, I've been reading so much up on derivatives and if it's enough to stimulate collagen, and there's some really conflicting reports. Right now, the one that has been proven is the LAA, which is, I'll put the full name in the screen right here. I love that it will help with hyperpigmentation. It's packed full of antioxidants, so you're going to have to use that for about a month before you see results. And there can be something that's like subtle. It can be something like you stop using it and then all of a sudden you notice you're like, oh crap, I missed that. Just keep in mind, the vitamin C isn't something that you're going to put on and see like immediate results. Most skincare, you need about 3 weeks to start to see any kind of real results, with the exception of some acids, because those are pretty immediate. A couple hydrators and things, but when it comes to anti-aging, which I talked about now that I do feel bad about that word, and a few other products, you're going to need to give some time, and vitamin C is one of those things. The next step for me is hydration. And that can go from a couple different products. It can go from this Hado Labo. This is their hydrating milk, which I really like. I really like the Drunk Elephant Be-Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. For the Hado Labo, they also have the premium one, which is in a smaller container. Same difference, 3 and 5 molecular weights, which is nice. I really have been loving the Drunk Elephant Protini. I've been using this more as like an anti-aging step though than hydration, but it still will give me some light hydration. So my favorite way is actually to combine these two. So first I'm going to go on with the Drunk Elephant Be-Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. My skin has been pretty balanced and pretty well behaved. I'm still getting over the end of my sickness, but between that, the stress, and then the move, and then I wasn't doing my skincare for a couple days because it was all packed and it wasn't planned. I was supposed to be gone already and everything was locked up in the truck. I started getting like some breakouts along my jaw, and I got one right here, which I still have a little discoloration from. So, yeah, all of that stuff is quite normal when people go through that. Now, I like this. This is not going to be enough on its own at night for you if you have dry skin, because this is like think about it as like a splash of hydration in your face. This lays really nicely underneath my makeup. If you have oily skin, this might be enough for you, but if you have dry skin, I don't think it's going to be, especially at night. So during the day, if it's underneath your makeup and you're not having like really peeling skin or anything at the time, this will be nice. But if you have really like intense dryness, I'm going to recommend something else in a minute. Now I'm just actually going to take a little of the Protini and top that off because I like the bounce that this gives to my skin. I feel like all their products layer really nice. They're all very buildable, but I love the springiness this gives to my skin, and I do feel like it helps repair it a lot for if you did have any kind of issues going on. Now, if I wasn't on camera, I would be bringing this down my neck and onto my décolleté, which is very important to do because that shows signs of aging. I also always like to rub the rest of the sunscreen on the back of my hands. I had a tank top in one of my videos, and I had some people complaining about me having boobs, I guess. I don't know if they want me to cut them off or what they expect me to do with them, but people are weird. Now, if you want something that's more intense, now if your skin is really dry, I save these normally for the winter time, or if I'm in like Las Vegas where the air is constantly pumping, I will use the Dr. Jart Ceramidin liquid and the cream, which I really like. But this normally for me in the summer is too heavy. just because I use that mostly in the winter. But again, it depends on what my skin is like. It depends on where I'm staying. Another one that I really like is this Dear Claire's. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. This is a Korean skincare brand as well, and this is the Rich Moist Soothing Cream. This is really nice if you have a lot of dryness, and it's affordable to lay underneath your makeup. The Embryolisse, the Lac Cream Concentrate, is really nice. This does contain mineral oil, so no, if you're putting anything on over this, nothing else will be able to absorb it. It will just lock it all in. So I typically like this when I'm doing my airbrush makeup as my last step. And I really like the Pharmacy Honey Savior. I typically save this for the days that I'm super dry, or like if I'm having like some peeling, or say I'm having a bad reaction to like some retinol. I like this because it gives my skin this beautiful glow. And if it's too rich for you during the day, then give this a try at night, but the honey in here should really help soothe your skin as well. And now I'm going to just go on with a mist. This is a really affordable one. This is by Misha, I believe is how you say it, and it's the First Treatment Mist, and this is made in Korea as well. I have a couple ones that I'll show you in my nighttime skin routine, but I like this one for day. It just feels refreshing, and again, it helps get that moisture down on your skin, so the next step I'm going to follow up will sink in a little deeper. Next for me is my Vintner's Daughter Active Botanical Serum. If you can see, it gets a lot of love from me. I've been through several bottles of this, and I love this. Now, I know people that just cleanse their face, P50, this, and they're out the door. There are some people that like simplified. I like all my steps. It's like therapeutic to me. It's my time that I get to just like, I don't have to focus on work. I don't have to think about anything else. I just get to do my skincare. And if I'm not talking, it goes by really quickly, believe it or not. I was about to say maybe I could do a sped up one, but that means I'd have to do more filming. So I put 3 drops on the back of my fingers like this. I kind of smooth it over my skin first, and then I'm gonna go in and press this in. Oh, I just love this scent. Oh, I wish my whole house could smell like this. This is no added fragrance, it's natural fragrance. If you have sensitive skin, this does have essential oils. If you have a sensitivity to essential oils, I would stay away from this. But otherwise, I've gotten so many great like comments and emails from you guys saying how much you love this. But it just gives my skin this like radiant glow. And granted, I do have other steps and everything, but I just love this. Now you can use any oil. Again, if you guys have questions about more affordable skincare routines, I did one for every skin type. I will have that linked below. You do not need to use all these products. You guys are just asking me what my current skincare routine is, so I'm showing you. But by no means do you need all of these products. You can find great skincare at all price ranges. So I'm gonna let that sink in just for a minute, and then I'm gonna come right back because my last step now is just gonna be putting on an SPF. If I put an SPF right on top of the oil before it is kind of sink in my skin, it's going to likely pill on me once I put my foundation on, and we don't want that, so I will be right back. Okay, now that I think that is nice and drank into my skin, I have a whole SPF video. This is one of my favorite chemical sunscreens. This is the Shiseido. This is the Senka. I will have that linked. And then I really like the Drunk Elephant. I either like the untinted one or the tinted one or the Elta MD for physical sunscreens. I also really like the Obagi Matte Sun Shield, but a couple ingredients in that are just giving me pause. Again, I might be just being overly paranoid, but the Drunk Elephant Umber Tint is the one I'm going to use today. Now, again, keep in mind, guys, you guys can use whatever products you want. I think it's just the steps that are important, like cleansing, exfoliating, moisturizing, the vitamin C, things like that. Now, you do need to make sure in that video I told you need to use about 1/4 teaspoon, at least for your face. It'll go over that. I like to go over my eyes too, my ears, yeah. And then after I get dressed, I will go over and go down my neck. I typically like to use more of a body sunscreen on my neck, chest, and arms. Now that I'm living in a warmer climate, I'm going to be much more mindful of making sure, because in San Francisco, it's never really that warm. I mean, a few days a year it is, but otherwise I wear a lot of long sleeves. when I'm outdoors, and here I will be wearing short sleeves, so I'm going to be much more mindful of making sure that I put SPF all over my arms and any exposed skin, not just my face, neck, and chest. And make sure you get the back of your hands as well. I'm now going to do my makeup and then probably come back and do an intro. Okay guys, so I'm all back. My makeup is all done. I just got a new foundation that I'm testing right now. It's the brand new Cover FX one. I think it looks pretty good, and it's considered a matte foundation, which is normally not up my alley, but it'll take me a while to test it in different situations, different weather, different primers, all of that good stuff to report back on you. But I'm going to go about the rest of my day today, and I will come back at night to show you how I remove my makeup and then my nighttime skincare, and then I will have that video linked below because I'm going to wait to put these live until I have both of them finished. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I will see you next time.